Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to GK Today. This is Arzu Kakkar, and in this particular session we will be having a look over some of the important current affairs from today. These questions are part of your daily 20 MCQ series that you can get from GK Today Android application app. In that particular app you can have more than 500 plus questions every month. With respect to that, category wise questions are also available, so you can refer to GK Today Android application app. With this, I am starting the very first question. The first question is associated with Global Hunger Index. And the question is, which country scored least at the Global Hunger Index in 2022? So as per 2022, the country that has scored the least and is the topmost among top, basically the bottom countries may say, that is the one. So the name of the country is Yemen. Option C is the right answer. As far as global hunger index is concerned, if I talk about India, it has been in news that India has performed worse than all the countries in this hunger index, scoring basically ranking is 107 out of 121 countries. Now let us have a look what global hunger index is first of all. So basically this index is published by Concern Worldwide and Wealth Hunger Health. So Wealth Hunger Health is the one coming up with this index. It is prepared by these European NGOs. So this index is basically based on four indicators. These four indicators are undernourishment, child stunting, child wasting, and child mortality. These can be asked, so please do remember that. As far as India is concerned, it has been in this report that India has a score of 29.1 and is under the serious category. Right. So the situation is that India, with respect to its neighboring countries, is scored low in the you can say Southeast Asian region. The India's performance is worse than all other countries except Afghanistan. If we talk about, let's say, Nepal, the rank of Nepal is 81, Sri Lanka 64. Bangladesh 84, Pakistan 99. Only Afghanistan is there that is below India, that is 100 with 109 rank. And if you talk about China, so China is one such that is in the top 5 countries in the global hunger index, with Belarus, China, Croatia. So these are the top 5 among top 5. Right. And if you talk about the bottom countries that are ranked in this particular index, they are like Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Madagascar, and the Yemen, Central African Republic. So these are some of the countries that are at the bottom, right? So this was associated with it, and please do remember total how many countries were there? 121 countries. Moving on to the next question. What is India's rank in commitment to reducing inequality index 2022? So the index that we are talking about is CRII, commitment to reduce inequality. What is India's rank? Let me tell you, in this particular ranking, India has improved its ranking from 6 places. In 2020, the rank of India was 129th position, and now you can guess the right. If I am saying India has improved by 6 places, so the rank will be 123rd. So option B is the right answer. India is at 123rd spot, and the one who topped this index is Norway. So please do remember, and out of how many countries India ranked 123rd? Out of 161 countries. This index is prepared by Oxfam International and Development Finance International. So in this index, it measures the government policies and actions in 3 areas: public services, taxation, workers' right. And if I talk about public services, so health, education, and social protection are the 3 domains in the public services. So if I talk about health spending of India, so India has basically, the country has come down to 2 spots with regard to health spending. So this was it for this particular report that you can remember, and it shows the improvement in reducing the inequalities among the countries, right? Moving on to the next one, who is ISRO's chairman in October 2022? India's Space Research Organization, ISRO stands for. Who is the chairman of ISRO in October 2022? The name is S. Somanath. So option C is the right answer. Why we are discussing this question, why it was in news, just hold on for a minute so that I can tell you. But before that, we'll have a look over this question. What does the NG in NGLV of ISRO stands for? So there is a link between both these questions. How, I'll tell you. But before that, let us have a look over what NGLV stands for. You need to make sure that you cover the abbreviations also, the full form of those, because it can be asked based on your previous year paper analysis. So option B and option C are not the answer as far as this question is concerned. Next generation is the answer. What do you think? Absolutely. So next generation launch vehicle, NGLV, what it stands for, that is what it stands for. What is next generation launch vehicle? So basically ISRO's chairman has announced the launching of the new launch of the NGLV. Basically it is a cost efficient vehicle, 3-stage reusable heavy lift vehicle having a payload capacity of 10 tons to the geostationary transfer orbit. Whatever satellites you are sending to the geostationary transfer orbits earlier, basically it is the case in this NGLV. We earlier had PSLV 1980, which we are using, that was created in 1980s. So now we are coming up, so as to replace PSLV, we are coming up with NGLV. So it, as you know, the payload capacity, so this particular can be used, it has a potential of launching communication satellites, cargo missions, future human space flights, deep space missions. So this is what NGLV is for, right? The use of NGLV. Moving on to the next one, what does R stands for insert in? Yes, please. What do you think, what does R stands for insert in? Are you going with response? Option D? Is it so? If you are choosing option D as the answer, then absolutely option D is the right one. Response. Now, what is the complete full form? It is Indian Computer Emergency Response Team that conducted Power exercise. If you remember, you have covered Power X 2022. So the theme of this exercise was defending cyber induced disruptions in IT and OT infrastructure. So basically this exercise was a successful in meeting its objective. The purpose was to help the participants who are in this exercise so that we can learn the practices and how we can respond to the cyber security incidents. So as to recognize, analyze and respond to these cyber incidents, PowerX was organized, and in association with the computer security incident response teams in the power sector, right? Moving on. Which is the key initiative presented in the 6th East Asia Summit Education Ministers meeting in Vietnam? So this particular question, I expect that you all will do right. You basically, if you are going with the right answer of this question, that means you are hearing and you are learning the lectures fruitfully, I would say. Because already we have covered East Asia Summit in detail, and it does not mean they will always ask you where the summit is. If you have listened to East Asia Summit properly, you would have you will mark the answer right, because the key initiative presented in this summit in Vietnam was not about any research or knowledge act policy. It was simply about the National Education Policy 2020. So option C is the right answer. I hope that you remember East Asia Summit. It was a regional forum having 18 members, where Asian countries are the members and rest are the one. India was also a member. This summit was established in 2005, and there were 6 priority areas. I'll simply make you revise those 6 priority areas. It is environment, energy, education, finance, global health issues, natural disaster management and Asian connectivity. Abhi recently there was a meeting in Vietnam where Neeta Prasad, the Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Education, virtually addressed this meeting and informed about the initiatives of national education policy, the efforts of India in this regard. So this was the 6th one, right? A regional forum. Moving on to the next one, which of these states has been kept in the Achievers category of the Logistics Index Chart 2022? I hope that you know it. If you know, it is very easy. It does not mean that every time they will be asking you the one who topped in the index. There were countries that were under the achievers category, there were in countries who were in the fast movers category and in the aspires category. If I talk about logistics index or logistics, I hope that you all know what logistics is. Basically the transportation, you can say everything that adds into it: loading, packing, unpacking, unloading, transporting. So if you know ki India's GDP in logistics is 13 to 18% of India's GDP goes to the logistics side, right? We have to cut it short by 8%. These are our certain agendas that we have to commit by 2030, right? As far as this index is concerned, leads index, it is basically report by released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And in the achievers category, that state which is in the achievers category is Gujarat. Option B. So you have to remember all those states that are under the achievers category. Basically their percentage is more than 90%. In the fast movers category, your percentage is between 80 to 90%, and in aspires category, your percentage is less than 80%. In achievers category, Maharashtra topped. So please do remember that. In fast movers category, there are states like Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Puducherry, Sikkim and Tripura. So these all are the states that you need to remember. Which state comes under which category is very important for you. So this particular report it reflects about the logistic infrastructure of the states, right? Moving on to the next question. Third World Kuchipuri Natya Utsav is held to celebrate the birth anniversary of. So third World Kuchipudi Natya Utsav was there, that was celebrated to celebrate the birth anniversary of Birju Maharaj. Are you going with option A or option B? What do you think is the right answer? Very easy. If you are going with option D, Vempati Chinna Satyam, then you are absolutely correct. Option D is the right answer, right? So this particular Natya Utsav started from 14th of October in Vijayawada. It was 9. Basically this event, this festival, this 3-day dance festival commemorated the 93rd birth anniversary of the Kuchipudi dance artist Vempati Chinna Satyam. It was in collaboration with the Department of Culture, Government of Andhra Pradesh and Kuchipudi Academies. How many dancers? So more than 3,000 dancers were there who participated from Andhra Pradesh, from Telangana and took part in this Kuchipudi dance festival. I hope that you have seen the category wise videos and you are aware of what Kuchipudi dance is all about. Moving on to the next question, it is associated with this festival only. Who received Dr. Sobha Naidu Lifetime Achievement Award in Andhra Pradesh? Who received the Lifetime Achievement Award in Andhra Pradesh? Dr. Sobha Naidu Lifetime Achievement Award. Padmaja Reddy, option D is the right answer. So please do remember that. So during this festival, this award was presented and it was given. Apart from it, Vempat Venkat Seva Puruskar was also there, that was presented to Shrikant Raghupatruni. So please do remember that also, right? Okay, what was the theme for Word Standards Day 2022? You will tell me when was Word Standards Day in the comment section. Word Standards Day theme was Shared Vision for a Better World. Option B is the right answer, where this theme, this event is observed so as to raise awareness between the consumers also. They basically about the importance of using the standardized measurements and technologies when you are coming up with the standardized products, so as to pay your respect to all those technocrats, to all those R&D teams who are giving us the standards that we can use, right? So that was for Word Standards Day, and it was established by the international standard bodies like International Organization for Standardization, International Electrotechnical Commission that gives you standards in the electronics sector, International Telecommunication Union that gives you standards for your telecommunication sector, right? So that is why we observe Word Standards Day. Now this was it for your for the current affairs of today's session, but we are moving on to our revision category. As in the revision category, you can see the very first category here. We will be covering all the questions that are associated with the renewable energy sector. Whether it is any joint venture, it is any report, it is any policy, it is any MOU signed, it is any letter of intent signed, anything associated with it, we will be covering it, all types of questions. The very first question that you can see is NTPC has partnered with which company for a new joint venture company in renewable energy. So you have to tell this. Very simple. You have to tell the name of the company NTPC had partnered with in the renewable energy sector. It is Indian Oil Corporation. Recently, NTPC also signed a memorandum of understanding with the state. You have to tell the name of the state. So this MOU has been signed so as to develop a 10 gigawatt ultra mega renewable energy power park. With which state NTPC had signed this MOU? It is Rajasthan. As per REN 21's Renewable Global Status Report, what is the position of India in addition of renewable energy capacity in 2021? They are simply asking you, according to this report, the position of India. Not the second position, third position. A state signed a memorandum of understanding. Which state signed, that you have to tell, with the Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited for renewable energy. So the name of the state is Uttarakhand. Grenco Group commenced the construction of its renewable energy storage project in which state? For all those who are in Andhra Pradesh. It's not for all those, but yes, you can remember it easily now, right? India has announced to set up transmission interconnection for transfer of renewable power with which country? So India has announced for setting up this transmission interconnection for transferring of renewable power. You have to tell with which country India has announced of setting up it. It is Maldives, right? Which state has approved renewable energy policy 2022 to 2027? Very important. This policy has been approved by Karnataka, right? India has signed a LOI on new and renewable energy technology. So this particular LOI, letter of intent, has been signed with which country? The name of the country is Australia. Recently, India also held a high-level conference on renewable energy. You have to tell this conference was held along with which bloc? Any bloc, if you remember. There are various ones, but if you are thinking about ASEAN, then you're absolutely correct with this answer. Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency is a dash CPSC. Miniratna? Correct. The last question of this category, then we will be moving to the next category. India and which country agreed? So basically there is India and there is other country. Both these countries have together agreed to explore green hydrogen, to set up renewable energy corridors and projects in natural gas sector. So the other country is Italy, right? So these were the questions associated with your renewable energy sector. Then I'll be moving forward with the climate associated questions, whether it be your climate activist, any country, any dialogue happened, all those climate change missions, any climate activist group in a particular country, any bloc that is agreeing for certain climate actions. Every question, every research basically is associated with this climate change is done here. So we'll have a look over some of the very important current affairs associated with your climate change. If you are having a look over previous year questions, you would know that this category is very important, right? So have a look over it. Climate activist Vanessa Nakate, who was appointed as UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, is from which country? Right? Uganda. Which country has partnered with IMD to fast track climate change in India? So as to fast track climate change in India, there is a country that has partnered with the IMD. So the name of the country is Japan. So United Nations backed agencies, they issued first ever global policy framework. This framework is to protect a certain category of people who displaced due to climate change. So which is that category of people this policy framework is talking about, so as to protect them? Children's, for it is for all those children's who displaced due to climate change. There is an Indian state that has instituted district climate change missions. If you are covering daily current affairs, it is very easy for you. District climate change missions is instituted by Tamil Nadu, which is the venue of the 13th Pittsburgh Climate Dialogue 2022. The venue is Berlin, right? Which state has partnered with UNDP to add data in the climate resilient agriculture to the digital public good registry? So the state that partnered with UNDP is Telangana. Correct? Okay. Just Stop Oil. It is a group of climate activists. It was in news. So they are asking you, it is a group of climate activists based in which country? It is not USA if you are thinking, it is UK. Right? Which bloc has agreed to create an open international climate club? G7. This is the bloc. Okay. There was a date. With effect from that date, according to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, the single-use plastic will be banned. So which is that date? As per the Ministry for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, use of single-use plastic is banned with effect from 1st of July 2022. This was the right date. Moving on to the next category. This is a miscellaneous one, I would say. And let us have a look over certain questions. Don't skip it because I'll be asking a homework. It is not that your homework will be asked only by the end of this lecture. There can be something. So I'll see who all will give the answers so that I'll have a look. Okay, you listen to that carefully. Which organization released guidelines on mental health at work? It is none other than WHO, World Health Organization. Operation Garud was in news. It is associated with which organization? CBI. Please do Google yourself about Operation Garud. You should have this curiosity also what Operation Garud is, right? Spoon feeding to some extent, but make sure that you have your curiosity so as to go through Google, check something, have research, have search by yourself. So now you will do that. Okay. Which organization flight tested the very short range air defense system missile? It is DRDO. You are seeing this question first about an indigenous aviation fuel. This is your homework. There are two questions that will be as your homework. First question is this one. Second, wait for it. Which organization has announced $14 billion US fund to fight food security crisis in Asia Pacific? So as to fight food security crisis in Asia Pacific, ADB, Asian Development Bank, has announced $14 billion US fund. So please do remember this amount also. There is an organization that developed real-time train information system. Which was installed by Indian Railways. The organization that developed is ISRO. This is the homework number 2. Question number 2, that will be your homework. Do read it and let me know in the answer in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your answers. I watch all your answers. As per a recent survey, the highest portion of donations, so basically when India receives the donations, the highest portion of these donations went to which organization? According to a survey, you have to tell. So that those organizations are religious organizations, right? Which country has signed a formal MOU to join SCO in 2023? If you are covering daily current affairs series, you have a complete information about SCO also. The country that signed formal MOU to join SCO is Iran. And last question, which organization in its report stated that 50 million people worldwide are stuck in the modern slavery? That organization is ILO. You have to remember that. You have 2 questions with your taking, but not 2. 5 also. So 5 plus 2. This is your homework, and apart from it, 5 questions from this and the 2 that I have given you. So I need answers for all those 7 questions in the comment section. Till then, I, Arzu Kakkar, wish everybody a very best of luck. Take care, everyone. Happy learning. Do let me know how are you liking these sessions in the comment section, and do share and subscribe the channel also. Thank you. Take care. Best of luck.